The wife of a man charged in a deadly dog attack is defending her husband tonight.
She's also apologizing to the family of the 81-year-old victim.
From the bottom of our hearts, we're sorry. And my husband is not responsible.
Abilene Moreno says her husband did everything by the book to keep the dogs from escaping their property.
Right now, he's in jail on felony charges after his dogs killed an elderly man outside of their home's fence and injured 3 others. KENS 5, Sarah Duran spoke with Mrs. Moreno about the horrific attack.
Abilene Moreno shows me how.
They pushed it down.
Her 3 dogs, King, Snow, and Legend, escaped the yard Friday afternoon. Moreno says she and her husband, 31-year-old Christian Moreno, weren't home at the time. But before they left, she says the 3 dogs were harnessed, tethered, and locked behind the fence.
We were coming back, and I saw the dogs behind the gate, but they were full of blood.
When the Morenos returned home, the dogs were out of their harnesses, and they learned King and Snow had attacked 4 people. One of the victims, 81-year-old Ramon Najera, died in the molly.
It's traumatizing to see that my dogs that I raised since they were puppies did that to somebody.
Her heart goes out to the victim's wife, who was also severely bitten but lived. Moreno says the dogs, who they've had since they were puppies, were never raised to be aggressive.
We never hit them. We never neglected them. We never abused them.
Moreno does admit the dogs have a history of escaping the yard. She even says both King and Snow have been involved in bite cases in the neighborhood. The most recent bite case, Animal Care Services confirmed, was last month, and the city took the 2 dogs into custody. At that point, Moreno says her husband didn't want the dogs back, but
our kids wanted the dogs out.
before that could happen, the dogs had to be sterilized. Moreno says when the dogs returned home, they appeared to become more aggressive. That's when Moreno says she changed her mind about keeping the dogs.
So you wanted to take them back to ACS?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, because I was like, you know, these dogs are really, they're not for us no more.
Then the deadly attack happened. We reached out to ACS, and in a statement they said, by allowing their pets to roam has a direct correlation to this bite incident, not the pet's sterilization status. Now Moreno says the family has no pets. Her husband, who she describes as a family man, is in jail, and Moreno fears living in the neighborhood
Because of people saying certain things or threats.
For now, Moreno says she is focused on paying her husband's bond to get him out of jail.
We're sorry for everything that happened. We never intended for anybody to get hurt.
On the west side, Sarah Duran, KENS 5.
Now, we spoke with a local dog trainer who is also an aggression specialist. She says ultimately this tragedy could have been avoided. Aubrey Bailey is the owner of Champion Canine Companions. She works with both pet owners as well as the military. She has worked with all kinds of breeds, including the American Staffordshire Terrier, which were the dogs involved in Friday's tragedy. She says the behavior of a dog depends on how the dog is raised. However, people need to know there are some breeds that have characteristic traits like being territorial.
You can't own this type of dog without training. These dogs require training in order to live happy, healthy, well-adjusted lives. So these are not meant to just be outside dogs, right? All dogs need to have a good relationship with their handler.
Bailey also says how long it takes to train a dog varies. For some, it could be as quick as a month. For others, it can take up to a half a year or longer.